Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite, and today we're jumping into a topic we've never covered before on Periscope. We've never even talked about anything like this subject before. So today we're going to be talking about fixing your commercial credit. What happens when you mess up, intentionally or non-intentionally, and you have a derogatory item that goes on your business credit report, or maybe you think it's bad on your business credit report, you don't know, and what do you do to fix that if that happens? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. Pretty Washington, welcome. I always can tell when you're here because you go crazy on the heart, so I love it. Thank you all so much for joining. So today we're going to dissect how to, in 5 steps, fix your commercial credit. I'm going to give you all the strategies that pretty much no matter how bad the derogatory item is, you could dispute the item and get it removed from your business credit report. Now remember, if you follow us at all, you should probably already know by now the importance of your business credit. Your business credit report will determine if you get loans, how much you'll get approved for, and the rates and terms you'll pay. But business credit's also often, when I see Gimpler no longer reports to DB, we'll call and check on that. We talk to a lot of people at any of these vendors, and they'll say one thing and they do another, or they'll say one thing, we call and talk to somebody else, they say something else. So I appreciate you throwing that out there. We will call today our sources at Gimplers and we'll check on that. So listen, your business credit reports determine what the rates and terms you'll pay if you'll get loans, and also how much you'll get approved for. But they also, business credit's also important because you can get money using business credit even when you can't get a loan. Even when you have no cash flow, you have no credit, you have no collateral, you can still get business credit. And by getting business credit, I mean $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 limit accounts. But here's the deal. You can't get business credit if you're starting with a really bad credit profile already. So if you've got obligations or responsibilities for your business that you've defaulted on, whether it be vendor accounts, whether it be revolving accounts you've had, whether it be any kind of accounts, you need to know how to fix those errors. Because here's the thing about business credit. A lot of people, when it comes to business credit building, they don't report to the credit reporting agencies. 97% of trade vendors don't even report to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, or Experian. So when you find ones that do, you need to make sure you get those accounts that have positive history. Why do you think Wells Fargo wouldn't give me a secured card for my 8-month-old business? Wells Fargo's secured card is also based on your consumer credit history. So this is why I don't really recommend the Wells Fargo consumer credit card or the business credit card. I can't tell you if or if not why they would decline you. Obviously, I have no details to know, but I will tell you if you don't have really good consumer credit, the Wells Fargo secured credit card, you oftentimes can get denied. Watch cash credit cards out there. There's a lot of them out there. BJ's, a lot of the main banks offer them as well. But the kicker isn't to find them. The kicker is you've got to have at least 15 trades in a lot of cases to get approved for those guys. Most major banks, even Amex, will offer you cards with no PG. And like I said, the BJ's card, there's several others too that we have in our back office. But again, the key isn't which ones will approve you. The key is, do you have the 15 trades? If you don't have the 15 trades, nobody's going to approve you. A lot of people try to skip to that step too early. Sam's Club had a commercial credit card too that comes and goes on the scene as well. And BJ's is the same. Sam's Club, BJ's, and several others are the same way. They come and go, whether they have it for a PJ or not. Wells Fargo has one. Bank of America has one. Barclays has one. Amex has one. A lot of the major providers provide no PG business credit, but the problem is do you have the 15 trades you really need to get it? So when it comes to business credit building, it's important that you have positive business credit, because if you don't, then even one derogatory item can absolutely tank your scores. Remember, commercial credit scores are based on mainly one factor: how you pay. So if you pay your bills late, or if you have a collection account, that one derogatory account can absolutely tank your scores. And since 97% of trade vendors don't actually report, what oftentimes can happen is you can oftentimes come in and have accounts that report on your credit report only as collections when they don't report normally. So this is what you have to be on the lookout for. 97% of trade vendors don't report to the business credit reporting agencies, but you bet they'll report if you default on the account. So a lot of companies, a lot of credit issuers, a lot of lenders report on your commercial credit report if it's a negative. They report UCC filings to show you have a loan. They report if you default and go into a collection status, but they don't report your positive positive credit history. So you've got to be careful. You've got to be aware of this. So today we're going to talk about how to fix derogatory business credit. It's actually much easier than fixing consumer credit. And I'm going to give you several strategies that even if the first or the second doesn't work, you'll still have strategies that will work. Thank you, Coach. You rock. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's dive in. So the very first step of fixing business credit is to get your business credit reports. It's the very first step is to get those business credit reports. Now you could do this on our site, creditsuite.com/reports. I don't think I have that right here. creditsuite.com/reports. If you go to our site right here, creditsuite.com/reports, you can get credit with all three. You don't have to go to our site. We just make it easy because on creditsuite.com/reports, we just put links for D&B Equifax and Experian so they're easy to get. But you can go to D&B Equifax Experian direct and get the same links. I just put it there so you don't have to look for it. So here's the first thing. On our page, you can do a free search with D&B Equifax and Experian at creditsuite.com/reports. The first step, do a free search. What you might find is that they don't even have a record of your company. If you do a search typing in your name and address and nothing pulls up, you're safe. You know the credit reporting agencies don't even have a record of you on file, let alone have any negative information reporting. Here, I'll show you how this process works. So this is important because a lot of people we speak to think that they have negative items on their business credit report, and in the reality, they don't have anything on their business credit reports. So the first thing before you think about fixing your business credit is see if what you think is on there is even on there. Nothing pulled up when I checked my company. That could be, and it also depends on which reporting agency you're actually checking. So if nothing pulls up, that means they don't even have a record of your business name and in the business state that you're actually searching. So I'll show you how this works. .com/reports, and let's just look at, I don't know, let's choose D&B. So we go to D&B and we're doing a free search here. So we're going to go ahead and type in our company. We'll type in Credit Suite. It pulls up. And all they're looking for is a company name and a state. So what you need to do here is see, does something pull up or does nothing pull up? If something pulls up, boom, you scroll down and your company name and address pulls up, this is an indicator that they have a credit profile established for you. What you can do at this point is a couple things. One, you could pay for credit monitoring right through whichever one pulls up. If you do a search with Equifax and nothing pulls up, ignore it. If something pulls up with D&B but nothing pulls up with Experian, ignore Experian and only do D&B. Only ever consider pulling a report with one that actually pulls up a result on that search. So creditsuite.com/reports. The search is completely free. Do a search to see if anything pulls up for your company. Nothing pulls up, you're safe. You have nothing reported. You definitely don't have derogatory items there on there that are linked to your company name in your state. But if something does pull up, it probably makes sense to pull your credit report to see what's on there now. You can do it directly using those same links. They'll give you prompts that'll move forward to Experian, Equifax, and D&B credit monitoring. Or you could just sign up for like NAV. NAV is like $25, $27 a month. You get Experian and D&B, and you can see what's on your credit report. So that's the very first step. Do a search. Does anything pull up? Do you even have a record with the reporting agencies? What makes you think you have derogatory items? You might not even have to do the search. Maybe you know for a fact that you have something negative reporting on one of your credit reporting agencies. I used to own a company. These people ripped me off. It annoyed me. I wasn't going to pay them, and I got 3 letters from Experian stating the item was going to show on my commercial credit report. So that being said, Super Heart, man, for working for you LLC, I love your Super Hearts. That's awesome. You're like one of 3 people I know of that has Super Hearts. That's awesome. So again, what you're going to find out is if you think you have a derogatory item, what makes you think it even reported? In a lot of cases, the reporting agencies will notify you by mail before they even put a derogatory item on your credit report. So something to keep in mind. And look at that. Christine, thank you very much for your Super Hearts. I got Super Hearts going nuts today. I got Working for You LLC and Christine. That's awesome. I appreciate all the hearts. Pretty Washington, appreciate the Super Hearts as well. So do your free search. Does anything pop up? Do you have a reason to believe there's a derogatory item? Did somebody tell you? Did the reporting agencies notify you that it's actually going to come in and report? And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. If not, you're probably safe. If you do a search and nothing pulls up, you're probably safe. If something does, consider getting your credit report only with that reporting agency or with NAV. Now, once you've done so, it brings me to step 2, is dispute any accounts in iUpdate with DMB or online with Experian or Equifax. You want to dispute the accounts online. Now, this different than with consumer credit. First of all, I'm not a consumer credit specialist. Okay, I owned a consumer credit repair company 5-6 years ago. I used to know a lot about it. I still know a lot about it from what I know, but the dispute process has changed radically on consumer credit disputes. I'm not a credit repair guy like I used to be, but I can tell you this. In the consumer credit world, you don't want to ever dispute online with the credit reporting agencies. And the reason for that is because in the consumer world, your disputes are processed through a system called eOscar. And when you dispute online, you put the dispute right into eOscar, you save the bureaus a step. When you manually dispute or dispute through fax, then what happens is it usually has to have somebody manually handling the dispute, gives them the greatest chance of errors, you the greatest chance of deletions. Not the same with business credit. With commercial credit, you want to dispute the account online. Okay, you want to dispute it online with the 3 reporting agencies. Now with DMB, it's free. They have a service called iUpdate. I'll show you. iUpdate with DMB, they let you come in and you can just search iUpdate and you'll pull it up. It's the first one that pulls up. They give you an ability to register, which I'm not registered, and once you register, you basically log in. And right through iUpdate, you can actually dispute your account, dispute any information, update any information you believe to be accurate. It's free. It's simple to do. It won't cost you anything, and it's really easy. Now, here's what's interesting about commercial credit reports. In my experience, every account we've ever seen disputed gets deleted. Every one. Am I telling you you have a 100% chance of getting items deleted? Absolutely not. I'm just telling you from what we've seen, every negative item we've ever disputed or help a client dispute gets deleted. So yours might be the one that does it, but a lot of them do. On mine, the dispute button is not there. Well, if you have a problem, you can call DMB direct, but DMB will ask you for information that you want to update on the accounts. You can go through their process, click to update, and they'll let you update those accounts. If you don't have the dispute button, I'd call DMB and ask them, where'd my dispute button go? And also try another browser. Now, Experian and Equifax are a little bit different. With Experian and Equifax, oh man, Rob, 211, that's awesome. That's a great way to get blocked. You're blocked. Okay, so with Experian and Equifax, what happens is with Equifax and Experian, you can dispute only through their credit monitoring. They make you pay for credit monitoring to dispute. So if you use NAV, you can't dispute through NAV. You have to get a credit monitoring through Equifax or Experian to actually dispute. Again, I think it might make sense to use a company like NAV because it's only $27 a month versus Equifax and Experian, which are much more expensive. But once you do that, then you can actually get the credit monitoring and they give you an option of challenging any negative items on your commercial credit reports. Now keep in mind, commercial credit reports do not tell you a creditor name, nor will the bureaus tell you other. They'll tell you for privacy reasons that they won't tell you the name of a creditor, okay? And I'm going to try to pull up one and show you exactly what I'm talking about. They only will pull up categories to show you not actual negative accounts. So here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Experian commercial credit report. And you can see here, bank card, credit card, account services, okay, glass. They don't tell you the actual creditor name on none of these. And if you contact the reporting agency, they won't give you the company's name either. All they will do is tell you for privacy reasons they won't give it to you. Just maybe this is why they make it so easy to dispute these accounts online. Because what protection do you really have if you don't know the creditor's name? But let's be honest, Super Heart's going crazy. Thanks again, guys, working for you, LLC, and Christine. I appreciate that. And again, Pretty Washington, thanks for all your hearts. So again, you should know. You're not going to have a bunch of negative stuff on your credit reports. And from what I've seen, a lot of times they're going to notify you before they report anything to begin with. So you're pretty much going to know who the creditor is. And if you dispute online, in most cases, it's going to fix it. Remember Equifax and Experian, you need credit monitoring. And remember with DMB, you also need to use iUpdate. iUpdate's free. Experian and Equifax will charge you for the credit monitoring to do this. But once you dispute online, in almost all cases, every case I've seen, it removes the negative account. So what happens if you have it on there? What happens if you can't? Well, let me show you the next step. You really want to make sure that you establish new credit to get higher scores. Remember, business credit scores are based on how you pay, right? So business credit scores are based on payment history, DMBs completely based on payment history, Equifax completely based on payment history, Experian based on some other factors, mainly based on business credit, or payment history, excuse me. So you want to get accounts like Uline, Quill, Gimpler's Granger, Wells Fargo, Secured Card. This one requires good personal credit. You want to get 5 of these accounts at least. You want to start getting major store credit after you have the 5 accounts. And guys, look, credit scores are based on payment history, an average of how you pay your bills. So if you have 1 negative account, it's not hard to raise the score, get 2 positive. Right? The 2 positive outweigh the 1 negative and it raises your score. So one of the easiest way, consumer or commercial credit, to raise your score is get more positive accounts. The positive offset the negative, and the negative won't have as much of an adverse impact on your score. This is much more greatly enhanced with commercial credit because your scores are completely based on payment history. So as long as you have a few accounts to offset the negative account you have, that alone can bring up your business credit score. So a great solution to be able to offset the negative item if it stays and you can't get it removed, or even if you do get it deleted in the process you're going through the decision. What happens if that doesn't work? Well, the next thing you want to do is send a debt validation letter directly to the creditor. So with debt validation, you're basically writing the creditor and saying, hey, validate this debt. I don't know what this debt is. I don't think I owe what you tell me I owe. Can you please supply validation? I disputed this online with Dun & Bradstreet. They said you verified it. So I'd really like to get evidence from you that this information is accurate. Please give me my billing history. Please show me that I owe you this money. Now keep in mind, in the business credit world, there is no Fair Credit Reporting Act. If you know anything about credit repair in the consumer world exists because of a law called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. But in the business world, there is no Fair Credit Reporting Act. There's no regulation with how the business credit reporting agencies must handle your dispute. So if you write a debt validation letter to the creditor and say, hey, look, I don't know what this is. I don't think this amount is accurate. I'm not sure if this balance is correct. Please provide me evidence. They don't, by law, have to supply you evidence. But if the creditor really thinks it's legit and wants to get paid, they're going to go and correspond back to you because you've opened communication channels with them. So if they have a chance to correspond with you, they're going to correspond because they feel they have a debt that needs to be paid. So a debt validation letter can work as a great backup if your disputes online do not work. Just by writing the original creditor and saying, I don't think this is accurate, please provide evidence that it is. Keep in mind, commercial credit reports, as I just showed you, don't show the creditor's name, so you'd have to know who the creditor is. And the second thing is, they don't ever have to respond to your letter. But sending a letter by certified mail will at least get their attention, and more than likely, if they're trying to collect on a debt, they're probably going to respond to your debt validation letter, especially if they verified the account with a credit reporting agency and kept it on your credit report. So it makes sense for you to come in and do a debt validation letter, especially if they verify and won't remove it to an online dispute, because that means they think they need to get paid, and that means that if you correspond with them, they're probably going to correspond back to you. Once you have that correspondence back and they do come back and verify it, well, then you might want to consider the final step. False information, guys. Awesome. So go ahead, whatever your weird name is. Tell me why this is inaccurate. We love to see your expertise and see if you're just a troll and we should kick you out. How do you change your business address? I'll talk to you in a second. Got a new account to AT&T, 20 lines, 6,000 limit for business. Congratulations. So, you've opened up correspondence with them through the debt validation. The next thing you want to do if none of this has worked is consider settling the debt with them. Okay, just settle the debt. Bye-bye, troll working. I'm all about people challenging the information I'm giving, but provide value, right? Like if anything I'm saying is incorrect, correct me, okay? Because it won't be the first time that I've said something's changed. Somebody else has notified me it's changed, so I'm about that. But but we all know there's a bunch of trolls on here that just have comments to get response, don't provide value, and those people get booted. So if you challenge any of this, please type it in. It's open for discussion. So the last and final step, which quite honestly, you're never going to usually need to get to, is to settle the debt. They've opened up correspondent with you. This is all legit. Christine, you don't need to validate this. I think that there's a guy on here that's just a troll just trying to get attention, and that's okay. He probably has mommy issues. It happens, you know. So that being said, Westbound Hammer, hi Ty, get a pen handy. Okay, so here we go. So that being said, you know, what you want to do at the last final step is to actually consider paying off the debt. Consider settling the debt to get it removed from your credit report. Now, if you do this, then make sure that you go ahead and you get in writing from them that if you pay, they agree to remove the item from your credit report, okay? And that's the big kicker, because you don't want to settle a debt with them unless they agree to remove it. Remember, there's no law that states that anybody must report something on your consumer or your credit reports. There's no law that says that they can't agree to remove it. It is completely their choice what they report. They can update the reporting to the credit reporting agencies. I know, because I have all the requirements to report to the credit reporting agencies. So that really is the steps to actually do this. Step one, get your business credit reports. Is anything derogatory even on your business credit reports? Okay, go to creditsuite.com/reports, do a free search with D&B, a free search with Equifax, and a free search with Experian. If nothing pulls up, you're safe. If something does pull up, then you know they have something on you, whether it's good, bad, just your demographic information. It makes sense to pull your report. If so, pull the report with the reporting agency that netted a positive search that shows they have a record, or consider NAV, which is much cheaper to give you D&B and also give you Experian as well. If they respond back by mail, confirming that is that just as good as a hard letter. I don't think I understand your question. But if they respond by mail, does it cost to pull your business credit? Because I'm trying to pull it and it has a cost. Yeah, it's going to cost money to pull your credit reports with the reporting agencies. That's why my advice is to go with NAV if something does pull up, because NAV's only $25 a month, and they give you both Experian and they give you Experian and they give you D&B on there, not Equifax. If not, you can go directly to the reporting agencies. But yes, everybody has a cost except Credit Safe. But even we can pull Credit Safe reports, and we find that Credit Safe isn't really accurate. How long can a derogatory item stay on your corporate credit profiles? 7 years on the consumer credit side. You'll see it on your report and calculated into your score for at least 2 years. And all accounts have different reporting based on the type of account they have and the reporting agency. So we actually have something, if you go to youtube.com/credit suite, we have a video that actually shows, especially with Equifax, all the different type of accounts, and they have a lot, and how long accounts will actually stay on your credit report, but they only affect your credit score for 24 months. So as long as 24 months has passed, that will not at all calculate into your score. Now, Christine, you asked a question, but I wasn't exactly sure what it was, and it said something like, if they do respond, is it considered to be a hard, I'm not sure what that is, so type that in a different way so I can give you the best advice. Step one, go to creditsuite.com/reports or directly to the reporting agency. Basically, does email response just as good confirming removal of the item? For me, if you're coming in, then what you want to consider doing is you want to consider going to, if you're going to go to the creditor, I would go certified letter by mail, not email. It's not as effective. Give yourself an actual tracking. So certified mail has to be signed, it has to be addressed. Emails can get lost. So if you're going to write the creditor, go by certified mail. It gives you the best chance for deletion. Interested in working with you and you loan, business credit, and obtaining a business loan? Give us a ring. 877-600-2487 from them to us. 877-600-2487 if you're interested. I have a team behind me that helps with all of our customers with building business credit, and we can talk with you a little bit more about that. So step one, get your credit reports. You can go to creditsuite.com/reports to do your free search with all three. If nothing pulls up, you're safe. If something does pull up, consider getting your credit reports. Somebody just said, hey, is there a cost? The only free ones you can get are through Credit Safe, and Credit Safe, we found the information isn't nearly nearly as accurate as what you're going to find direct with the reporting agencies. Working for you, LLC, I appreciate that. Okay, and then if you do have negative, then again, or if you do have something that pulls up, consider going to the reporting agencies direct. The second thing you want to do is consider going to NAV to get your credit report if the item that pulls up is with Experian or DMB. If you do have derogatory item on there you find, dispute it. iUpdate through Dun & Bradstreet lets you do this for free. If you go to Experian or Equifax, you'll have to buy their credit monitoring, which could be about $50 a month with Experian, $100 for your first report with Equifax. You'll have to get credit monitoring. The credit monitoring services give you an easy way to dispute any information online or go to update information online, which is the same as a dispute. In all cases I've ever seen, that one step of going to iUpdate or Experian or Equifax credit monitoring and dispute, hey, Avers in IL 66, thanks for sharing. And Charlie, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the super hearts. That's awesome. So again, I've seen that disputes all negative items. If you don't have them, or even if you do, consider adding positive credit. It will offset the negative accounts you have. Credit Suite team calls me every day to see how they can help my company grow. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I did send you a personal email. Again, I don't have your number. I wasn't able to capture that. But if you do send me an email, and you can send it even to info@creditsuite.com, then I'll make sure that we get with you and talk with you more about building business credit directly with my team, where we execute and get it done for you. Ty, you rock. Pretty Washington, you rock. Look at all the hearts. That's awesome. So again, that's going to fix almost all derogatory items on your credit report. But if for any reason it doesn't, consider getting positive credit. When everything is based on how you pay, one or two negatives can easily offset, the one or two positives can easily offset the negatives and boost your scores where the negative doesn't even matter. Okay, that's great info. Can we watch the replay? Yes, it's available on Periscope for 24 hours. You can also go to creditsuite.com/scope and watch all of our previous ones. So again, getting positive offsets the negative. Uline, Quill, Granger, Gimplers, these guys report to the business credit reporting agencies. They're easy to get. You should be able to get them even if you have damaged business credit and offset the negative. Also, consider going to the creditor directly with a debt validation letter. I wouldn't do it through email. I would write them in writing, physical mail, and I would send it certified mail as well. When are you having a Meet Tycrana weekend? We are having that next September is going to be our first event. I know it's a long way away. And we also go to a lot of events. Where was that site? Which site? Go ahead and type in and let me know, because we talked about a lot of stuff here. How do you check your business credit? You can go to CreditSafe for a free report, or again, go to creditsuite.com/reports, and that'll get a free search with any reporting agency to see if you have anything reported. If nothing pulls up on that search, it's not worth paying for a report. You don't have a report. If something does pull up, then it makes sense to follow the process to pay for the monitoring. Go to NAV and do it for $25, or you could do CreditSafe, but we found that to not be the most accurate option. Options for building business credit for service-based business. Well, you can go to Gimplers, go to Granger, go to Uline, go to Quill. Those are four. And again, if you look at our previous scopes or go to youtube.com/credit suite, we've got a lot of information that will teach you how to build business credit, and in those that will help you. Equifax is $19 a month for business monitoring. Well worth it. Perfect. So go to your website to see. creditsuite.com/reports just gives you quick links for DMB, Equifax, and Experian. Just do a free search. You could go to them direct and do the free search as well. I just put all the links in one place to make it easy. So remember, if you can't dispute through online monitor or through their online monitoring services or iUpdate, then consider getting positive credit, and then consider debt validation. Write them, physical writing, certified mail, no problem. Thank you. And then I tell them, say, I don't think this information is accurate, why you don't think it's accurate, and ask them to validate the debt. Please provide billing statements. Please provide evidence that what you're showing is actual accurate. Remember, no Fair Credit Reporting Act in the commercial world. They don't have to respond by law, but if you send it by mail certified, you have the best chance of getting it done. Okay, if that doesn't work, more than likely they're now corresponding with you. Consider settling the debt, but only consider settling the debt if they agree to remove the negative item on your commercial credit report. And remember, if you can't get the item deleted, add positive credit. It doesn't take a lot of positive to offset the negative. Even if you don't pay off the negative, it still gives you a way to boost your scores up where it doesn't make that much of a difference. Experian, 150 for the year, but take it out. Not from what I see. Experian is usually about $100 a month for their main program. But again, guys, NAV is going to be cheaper than any of these you're going to use, but they don't deal with Equifax. But a lot of stuff isn't reported on Equifax, so you probably shouldn't need them. So that really is a review of the 5 steps. And I'll get your business credit reports, creditsuite.com/reports. A2 Intel Sil, welcome back. I appreciate seeing you. Dispute accounts using iUpdate with D&B or the credit monitoring with Experian or Equifax. Establish new credit to get higher scores. The new credit offsets the positive, or the positive offsets the negative. Send a debt validation letter certified directly to them. And the last option is to settle the debt if none of this works. How you fix commercial credit in 5 steps. And to be honest, you only need 2. Get your credit reports, get access to your reports, and the second thing is dispute online or dispute using iUpdate, and that'll usually fix it. Okay, and Devin, oh, that's so awesome, man. So let me go ahead and, no, I'm not going to block. Okay, so anyways, so that being said, hopefully that answers all your questions. Do you have a debt consolidation letter? I don't, because the question is, it's not a debt consolidation letter. What you're doing is it's a debt validation letter, and you're going to want to create the debt validation letter because you're going to want to know why the account might not be accurate. So again, it doesn't need to be complicated, guys. What you're actually doing is you're coming in and you're just asking them to validate the debt. Okay, so debt validation, no, I don't have a letter prepared because you don't need a standard letter. All you need to do is just write them and say, listen, this account is showing on my commercial credit report. It's reporting with X DMB, and here's my question. Please provide evidence of whatever your question is. Did this account really default? What's the balance? Why are you showing a negative payment history? Whatever the reason is, sincerely, and be done. So it is just that simple. It's just a matter of saying this account's reporting on this reporting agency. I need you to validate X, whatever you want validated, the balance owed, the payment history, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, but again, most of the time, you're not going to need debt validation. If you dispute through iUpdate or dispute through credit monitoring services with Equifax or Experian, you should be just fine without even actually needing debt validation. So, we just mapped out everything you need to know to dispute your commercial credit. And again, what you typically need to do is just go to creditsuite.com/reports, get your reports, see if anything's reporting. In almost all cases, it's not reporting anyways if you think it is. If it is, and you do see you have a report that pulls up or a record that pulls up, get your credit monitoring with that reporting agency, see if there's a derogatory item on there even reporting. If there is, dispute it. iUpdate through DMB, Equifax, and Experian credit monitoring, you're probably going to be good. And by the way, you see that negative, make sure you start building positive credit to offset the negative. Okay, then the next thing is if for some reason your disputes online don't fix it, which I've never seen, but if that process doesn't work, consider in writing debt validation, asking them to prove what they're reporting, and if that doesn't work, then they've opened correspondence, you've opened correspondence with them, consider settling it at last case resort. So much easier than personal credit. It's much easier than personal credit, guys, because there's no Fair Credit Reporting Act. Consumer credit, they get millions of dispute every year. It's become a business for the credit bureaus. But there's so few disputes in the commercial world, and people flip out when they see negative things on their report and don't know who the creditor is because the credit bureaus don't actually provide the information, that most of the case, you just don't see that these items get verified. Because all they do is if you dispute something with DMB emails the person that actually has the account that you're disputing, and they ask if it's accurate, and in most cases those people don't even respond, and the item just gets deleted. So it's fairly easy to fix commercial credit reports, much easier than consumer credit reports. Make sure you get it in writing that they will delete it before you pay the agreed upon debt. Yes, same thing as consumer credit as commercial credit. If they agree to delete the item, then you want to make sure you get it in writing. If you're going to settle the account, that's the last resort step. But again, in a lot of cases, you don't need to take the last resort step. And if you've tried everything else and it doesn't work, and you're considering paying it off, and you say, man, that's a lot of money that I possibly owe them, then just add positive credit and see what happens. You might be able to add 1 or 2 small $100 positive accounts on there, and your scores go so high that you're like, I'm not even going to bother paying this thing off. So it's just keep in mind. Is an email just as good as a letter? I don't know, and not in any cases with consumer or commercial. If you're going to dispute with a creditor, you got one shot to get it right. Your one shot should be to make sure that you do it in writing, certified, so you can verify they actually get it. And they know you're serious at that point as well. I would not dispute through email, because if your disputes failed through online disputing, you need to make sure you get debt validation right. I would definitely do it in writing using certified mail. So, thank you guys for coming in. This is a whole new topic we haven't talked about. We have 4 new topics coming up in the weeks to come as well. Thank you for the loves. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the super hearts. We've had our share of trolls on here today. We've had a few trolls on here, and I only got a chance to boost one. They went off my screen before I could boost the second one, but maybe when we wrap up, I'll be able to block them as well. It's kind of fun to block trolls. I kind of like it. So listen, I appreciate having you on. Remember, this is live on Periscope for 24 hours. You can go to creditsuite.com/scope and get all of our scopes for the last 24 hours. You've been getting quite a few trolls lately. Not as many, about 1 to 3 per scope, considering how many are on Periscope. I will not. Remember, you can also get a free guide on building business credit at creditsuite.com/Periscope. I really need to catch up. That's good. If you go to creditsuite.com/scope, you'll get all of our previous Periscopes. And if you go to creditsuite.com/Periscope, you'll get our free 4-step guide. Remember, if you want to talk more about building business credit with us, then just give us a ring. Or if you want to talk more about all the loans you can qualify for now, give us a ring. 877-600-2487, 877-600-2487. And don't have anything else to do. I know the trolls are. Trust me, I understand. How often do you go live on Facebook? Okay, so creditsuite.com. If you have any questions or want more information, we have a YouTube channel. All of our social media is top right of our page, and that is our phone number, 877-600-2487. How do I put all my business? Okay, so the first question. We go live on Facebook every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We go live on Periscope every 4 o'clock Eastern. And then somebody else had just asked about putting them under one umbrella. It's pretty simple. You might even want to consider doing that as DBA. A lot of people do an umbrella corp just using a DBA. Are you pulling business credit for anyone today? I'm not doing that at all, because I don't have the ability to pull commercial credit reports at this time. I do, but our clients are the only ones that can pull it. We can't yet pull reports for other people with our new provider, but we will be, so we'll see how that works out. Wednesday at 4 for Periscope, Thursday at 11 Eastern for Facebook. I'll be on Facebook Live, and we'll also be adding Instagram. We're going to try Instagram Live in the weeks to come, and we're also going to be on YouTube Live 2 times a month in the weeks to come. I'll keep you in the loop on that as well. creditsuite.com/scope for all of our previous Periscope, or for all of our previous scopes. creditsuite.com/Periscope for our free 4-step guide on building business credit. Questions on building business credit? Questions on getting loans? We'll gladly talk with you. Give us a ring, 877-600-2487. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all next Wednesday at 4 o'clock, where we'll start the first of 4 new topics. This whiteboard gets cleared, new and done, and a lot of stuff we'll be doing. I want on board. It's one of my goals. That's awesome. Well, you might make it. I have a whole board here of approval, so I hope to see you on there. Thank you all very, very much. I'll see you then. I really appreciate you coming and tuning in. I'll see you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern here on Periscope. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.